Hey everybody, this is Space Marine Steve from Play on Tabletop here at Hyperspace Hobbies.
Yeah, I'm Ian from Hyperspace Hobbies. We're talking about this Lictor.
Yeah, this is not good.
No, we're not impressed.
I'm not impressed with this. Sorry, continue. So it's got stealth, and it's also got lone operative, which are good.
And infiltrators, so it can get in quick. It's got an OC of 1, which is not that great.
A lot of characters do have that, though. So
it's got movement of 8, so that's pretty good. It has toughness 5, which really, really sucks. A 4-up invuln save and only 7 wounds. And unless this thing is dirt cheap, which I don't see why it would be because it is a single model kit, I don't see this getting a lot of play. But we'll continue on. It's got a 4-up invuln save and a 4 regular save. So 4-up invuln, not too bad.
I think this thing is $65.
$65?
I think that's what I saw on the GW website, yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's $65 worth of
I would not buy it.
Plastic.
It looks wicked.
It looks very cool, yeah. I love the new art style with like they're going more with the brain bugs with the Norn simulator and the Neurolictor. They all have that like pulsating brain thing.
Yeah. Oh,
I think that's
the
really
Neuro
cool.
Tyrant with like the big brain like coming out of it.
Yes, all that stuff. Yeah,
very cool.
They're really like diving into the like showing off the big brain part. Its close combat, however, is not very good. It's got precision with its attacks, so it can target characters. 6 attacks, hitting on 2, strength 6, -2, 1 damage. If this was 2 damage, I would give this thing another look, but 1 damage is not enough. Like, yeah, you'll kill like a guardsman, like you kill a commissar. You're probably not going to kill a Space Marine character with this.
No, there's no way. There's absolutely no way.
It does have some benefits. If it does make a kill, each time this model destroys an enemy character model, you gain 1 command point. But again, I don't feel like it's got the punch to do that.
How is it doing that?
It's got no shooting attacks.
In what land did they think that this thing's killing characters?
I don't know why they didn't give it a precision shooting attack.
Do you know what? You know what I envision taking place? So all the GW guys sit down and they go, do you know what we need? We need a model that exclusively kills Imperial Guard characters.
And this would be it.
And this would be that.
Yeah.
This is the bane of every Cadian out there.
Yeah.
But, so you're not getting your CP out of this.
It's going to be pretty rare if you get your CP out of this. It is an infantry, so it can move through a terrain, which is decent. That's something. That's a bonus. We're just trying to trying to find the upsides. Calm down. In the command phase, select 1 enemy unit within 12 inches. That unit must take a battle shock test. That's something. And then it has an aura of while enemy units are within 12 of this model. If that unit is battle shocked, each time that model makes an attack, subtract 1 from the hit roll of that unit, which doesn't really affect this thing because it's going to be -1 anyways because it has stealth. So. Like you can't get 2 -1s. Each time a friendly Tyranid model makes an attack against the unit that has suffered a battle shock, you add 1 to the wound roll. So I mean that is quite good. Adding 1 to the wound roll is super strong within 12 inches of this thing. But it's not hard to delete this. It's toughness 5 with 7 wounds and a 4-up save.
Yeah. The battle shocked unit has to be within 12 inches for that to trigger off, right?
Yeah, well, it forces a battle shock test
within 12
on a single unit, yeah.
But then you get the bonuses for attacking a unit that is battle shocked while within 12 inches, right?
Right, but let's say hypothetically, start of your command phase, that's another kicker because it doesn't get to move yet. It would be start of your command phase, it chooses a unit within 12.
That means it's
already at the end of your opponent's movement phase, this thing is within 12 inches of your opponent. Yeah, which isn't great, but you could still force a battle shock test on something and then your entire army could pile in on that thing.
It like almost makes lone operative superfluous because you're like...
It does counter its own rules in a lot of ways. The first way it counters it has to be within 12 to get the full effect of its stuff. So a lone operative isn't the best. It makes the opponent's unit subtract 1 from the hit roll. It already has stealth. Again, we covered you can't be double negatived. So you would still only suffer a -1 to your hit roll. It's such a cool model. I don't know why they didn't give it damage 2, give it a shooting attack. Even if the shooting attack sucks, make the shooting attack just be like a way to set up the fact that it will kill the character on the charge.
Yeah.
Right? Like if the shooting attack was like precision, like 3 shots at damage 1 or damage 2, let's say. So that when you do get in, you have a good chance of finishing off the character that you've warmed up with some shooting attacks. So like over another Lictor, it's got a better invulnerable save. It's got a better invulnerable save, but lower toughness.
Like, I don't know. You know what? The model is awesome.
It's so cool.
It's so cool. And maybe like one of the detachments that they've put inside the book is like that Vanguard Onslaught one, and it makes it so that I think you can make like a Lictor or a Death Leaper, like your Warlord, and then all your guys can like fall back and charge and stuff like that.
Right.
Maybe you could make...
It's the detachment.
Yeah, it's the detachment.
Yeah. Detachment.
Like, maybe you could make a Lictor-based like army work where you're like jumping around everywhere. You've got all these overlapping like weird little auras or something like that. Your movement shenaniganing everywhere. Maybe you make some kind of interesting movement and like tricky play work, like old school GSC almost. Do you remember?
Yep.
Do you remember how those would always be like really weird like movement kind of deals?
Yeah.
Maybe you make something go and you can actually get this thing inside the 12 inches, battle shock something, and then get it into combat where it kills a character that it actually is capable of killing, and you can get that CP.
Not
That's
the best.
Sweet CP.
Not the best.
But it just doesn't read like it's universally applicable to really any game style. Like when I like maybe he's embarrassingly cheap, like in-game points.
Sure.
Like maybe he's so embarrassingly cheap that
what point? Give it a point cost that makes it embarrassingly cheap and potentially takeable. Like what point cost would you take for this thing?
like 50 points.
Yeah, 50. I was thinking like 60, 65.
Like if this thing's 50 points or 60 points even, if this thing is 60 points, you just take it and you put it on an objective in the back of the table and you'll there.
Yeah, and just have the lone operatives thing.
You just lone operative with it, and then if hypothetically somebody gets close enough to this objective, this thing can like battle shock it, and then your whatever unit you have in the backfield that's helping hold your backfield gets a little bit better at killing that unit that's coming forward. Okay. Mm-hmm. I mean, now you maybe have a use for it, but let's say this thing is more expensive than that. Let's say they print like the points I haven't seen, or let's say that the data sheet comes. Like I think the points are actually out already now for this thing.
Okay,
but we just don't know it. But it doesn't matter because a balance sheet will come out eventually that will change all the points regardless. As long as this thing remains in the 60-point category, okay, I could see it being in lists. The second that this thing clocks up to like 90 points,
yeah,
I would be like, absolutely not.
Well, they have a special rule called Invisible Hunter. This is on that detachment you were talking about.
Yeah, the Vanguard Onslaught one.
End of your opponent's movement phase, pick up 2 Vanguard Invader, which is a keyword this thing has. Mm-hmm. Pick up 2 Vanguard Invader units from your army, or 1 Tyranids infantry unit from your army.
Yeah.
Remove the target units from the battlefield and place them into strategic reserves, much like the demon one. The target units must be more than, and then the restrictions are the targeted units must be more than 3 inches away from all enemy units. So you can at least pick this guy up, redeploy him pretty sneakily. You can't. The thing is that the targeted units that you remove have to be more than 3 inches away from an opponent. So if your opponent gets in the fight phase and charges this guy, you can't remove him with Invisible Hunter.
No.
Because he's stuck in with the boys. Yeah.
So the problem is if he had a psychic, like he has a brain that is protruding from his face. If I had a brain protruding from my face, I would want it to do something.
Yeah.
Like,
I barely have a brain between my 2 ears.
Like, why doesn't he have a psychic shooting attack? All of the other ones do. Like, is his psychic thing just I guess it's you have to take a battle shock test?
That's what they're
like. That's what the psychic power is.
Yes, and then an aura of fear.
Like, let him smite or something. Anything.
Man, the model's cool.
The model is so cool. The model is very cool. If you want to buy and paint this model, power to you, because the new NID range is beautiful.
Yeah, it looks great.
Like Games Workshop is yet again blowing it out of the park with the models, just like they always do, right? I mean, I don't think that there's anything better than a Land Raider, honestly. They keep trying to up it, but they can't. And
Is there some reason why you might be biased towards Land Raiders?
No, I don't think so. You know what? We've been looking at a lot of this stuff in vacuums, but tell us what you think, right? Like, we're looking at this, and when we read this sheet, both of us go,
yeah. And considering they released like the Death Leaper and Lictors as well, and didn't change their stat line from the index.
Not really.
Like, I don't think
Not to my knowledge.
I don't. Yeah, I might be incorrect. I hope I'm not. Actually, I hope I am. I hope they're changing them because
Yeah, I
they're
hope
getting
they change
amazing new models.
Yeah. Even if they beef up a little bit, whatever, like, really...
Give this guy damage too.
Yeah, why doesn't he have damage too? Like, why doesn't he have a smite? Like, even an 18-inch psychic attack of any capacity would be great.
Look at the size of this thing.
Yeah, would have been great.
It deserves damage too.
Something, right? But you know what? Tell us what you think. Maybe you are, like, both of us, we don't play NIDS, but we're looking at this just as seasoned Warhammer players, and we don't see it. So maybe you need to tell us, like, go down into the comment section, type up what would you do with the Neurolictor, and help us figure out what this thing is for, because we don't know.
Yeah, we gave our best guesses.
Yeah.
It essentially is a backline objective holder that you might be able to.
Like, if I were to rate it, like
in.
last time we rated, 1 being competitively pitiful, 5 being, you know, like, meta-defining. This thing is a 1 for
Yeah,
me.
it's looking like a 1.
Like, I would not include this unless I absolutely had to.
Yeah. Which
Yeah.
is too bad.
Or it was embarrassingly cheap. And you're
Yes.
using it to fill out points.
Yeah, if you had an
Right?
extra 60 points and this
Yeah.
thing slots in.
And at that point in time, you're not actually including it for what it does on the data sheet. You're just including it to sit in an objective.
Yeah, it's just the hiding in the back with
That's all you're
as a
doing
lone
with it.
soldier.
Yeah. So
Anyways, that's essentially what Steve and I think about the Neurolictor. I
hate
think we're both pretty unimpressed.
hate
Impressed with the model, unimpressed with the rules. Sadly, that's just the way it looks.
yeah, that's the way it looks. But yeah.
That's
tell us
our
what's up.
opinion. Yeah, let us know in the comments what you guys think. We would love a subscribe, a like, hit the bell, all of that crap. So from here at the Hyperspace Hobbies deck, see you later.
Bye. What the fuck is this thing even for?
I don't know.
Just looking at it like, what? And the more you talked about it, the more I was like,